Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading. This is going to be for the week of the 12th going to the 18th of December. So let's have a little look together and see what's going on for you guys. I'm going to pull the cards out first, as I always do, and then we're going to talk about it. All right. Let's see. For Pisces. Okay, and some tarot. Let's see. All right, current energy, please, for this week for Pisces. Could be dealing with an Aries. For some reason, I wanted to say Aries, or maybe you have that in your chart. Current energy for Pisces. All right, one more. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, let's talk about this because I kind of feel like you've had some complicated times recently, and I think this is why the energy is a little bit back and forth, because I think despite the things that you've been going through, I do see that you've been moving forward regardless. Like, you've been very strong in this. So first things first, what I want to say is, like, I'm proud of you. You should be very proud of yourself too, because even though we all make mistakes, and even though we may have made wrong decisions or trusted the wrong people or whatever it have been, that's caused a bit of confusion and chaos or complication in your life, the way that you're handling situations is admirable. It's admirable. It's inspirational, and you should give yourself a bit of a pat on the back for the way that you've dealt with things. I do see things and situations changing still around you, so the one thing I'm going to say is that if you're currently dealing with this, then you might still be in a little bit of like an unpredictable situation where everything's up in the air. You've left a situation where situations were up in the air for most of you, because I'm going to show you in the tarot, the current energy that you're dealing with is Five of Swords, Seven of Cups. This is about having to leave behind maybe someone who couldn't give you a definite answer here. This could be work, this could be relationships, this could just be people in general. Maybe there was some iffy feelings about some people or some situations in your life, and again, Five of Swords is walking away from this, having to accept defeat in a situation, not really wanting to walk away from this, but having no choice. With Seven of Cups, some of you wasn't being given the truth in a situation, or again, you wasn't getting a definite answer. Seven of Cups brings in confusion. Seven of Cups brings in hidden things, or a mixture of things, good and bad. Some of you weighed up your options and realized you might be better off taking some sort of loss because it would benefit you more in the future than continuing going down a certain path, or continuing to wait for someone to give you a definite answer when, you know, it's still not happening. So this energy is in your current energy. It is a hard one to deal with, I'm not gonna lie, but then you move into this Knight of Cups energy, which is kind of accepting vulnerability, kind of accepting that you might have to overcome some challenges that you didn't want to have to face. Because what I'm seeing here is that you're having to face something you didn't want to face, but nothing like, well, I always say this, like, nothing crazy unless it is crazy for you. You're gonna know more than me. This is leading to enlightenment, and the only reason why I say this, and I am going to clarify this because I feel like there's two messages here with these particular cards. The Knight of Cups is wearing your heart on your sleeve, is learning to be vulnerable in your emotions here, learning to understand how you feel. For a lot of you, it's kind of just taking something and running with it here, because if you have been facing procrastination, that could just be what the Seven of Cups represents here. If you have been dealing with confusion, not really knowing what choice to take, not really knowing what to do, you're gonna have to be in a situation where you're just gonna have to take something and run with it. You know, take something and just go with it, see where it leads you. The first one may not be the one for you, but you live and you learn through these situations, and we learn valid lessons, and we know what to look for next time, you know. So I think you're having to get a bit comfortable with making mistakes, having to be comfortable in this vulnerable position, whatever it means, even in love, even in work opportunities, even in whatever new thing you're wanting to come across. I see that you have choices to make when it comes down to this. But I'm just seeing here, the first one may not be the one for you. And it may not work out, but there's lessons behind it. All right. But anyways, so we have the Knight of Cups coming through, and then we do have the Tower card. All right. So some of you, again, this may be that you made a decision based off of, being super confused, and kind of, maybe some of you maybe did act out of pride or did do something thinking it would work and it didn't. Okay. And that may put you again in your emotions here with the Queen of Cups, because it was very hard to deal with those emotions, when you make a mistake, and it may feel like a lot is on your plate at the moment after this has happened, but it's okay. It is okay. It will be okay. Don't you worry. I'm going to clarify this Tower card, because for some of you, this could be like contracts, commitments here. Yeah, okay, interesting. It could be relationships or marriages for some of you as well. Could be money related, because it's Taurus energy, so it's to do with possessions. Could be homes, because the Tower card is being clarified by the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune is, you're going to get good, you're going to get bad. That's the cycle of life. And if something bad has happened, then something good will come from it. So don't worry. This Tower card, like I was saying, has two meanings to it. It kind of feels like it's like it's like the yin and yang. I'm going to keep it basic and say that there's some negative from this, but I think you'll get some good things coming from it. But I wonder why. Maybe something just wasn't right for you. It wasn't the right choice to make, but that's okay. So yeah, you're learning some lesson here, which is important. So I'm going to show you the oracle cards that we have here for you, Pisces. We have the Change in the Wind. It was one of the first cards coming through. And yes, this does say that in order to move forward, we have to let go of something. This kind of gives me 10 of Wands energy sometimes. Or we have to let go of a path, a choice completely, because it's becoming too heavy for you. A change in the wind could be literally a change in direction. We're going to have to go a different way to get what it is that we want. And sometimes that's where pride comes in here. Now, pride is a good card here in this case, but with the things that we have here, sometimes swallowing our pride is very difficult, and maybe it's something you've had to do recently. But pride comes in with the affirmation saying, I love myself and I see myself in everyone here. So that's also another thing that we're going to have to learn this week, is the positive side of pride. But yeah, so you are either changing direction, or you're having to let go of something in order to pursue something in a certain direction. It's a choice in this case. All right. And then we have exchanging gifts coming through here, which is very nice to see, actually, because it does feel like you're going to be rewarded at this time. This may be when you change a certain direction, or you change a certain goal, or you change a certain perspective of something, or again, it could be physical path. If something didn't work out and you end up having to change direction anyways, of having to choose something else from this selection here, you might find that you find something incredible, and you might find a lot of blessings coming through for you. And something that you'll be very happy about. All right. So it kind of feels like expect the unexpected, which is what the Wheel of Fortune is about. Okay. Now we then have round and round coming through for you. So this is about karmic cycles. This is about karmic lessons being involved. This is saying that if you feel stuck in the same loop, if you feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, or if you feel like you're learning the same lesson over and over, now this is your chance to really learn something from this, to cut this cycle. This sometimes happens when we're in relationships that we see aren't working out, and we keep trying to make it work, and we say we're going to do some things differently, but it ends up ending the same way anyways, or the same kinds of people. This is saying that we're breaking cycles. Hey, we're being called to break cycles. We're being called to seek the answers that we need, to seek the help that we need in order to not repeat the same cycle again. So if we have made mistakes in the past, or if we did choose the wrong people, choose the wrong situation, wrong contracts, whatever it may be, the wrong choices, if we've made the wrong choices, then it's not about blaming yourself, because we do have blame here, which the affirmation here is I accept responsibility for my well-being. Instead of blaming ourselves, we're actually going, how can I find a solution in this? Becoming very logical in your approach when it comes down to these decisions. Of course, emotionally, it might upset you that we've made mistakes, but don't take that blame. Understand that everyone makes mistakes. Everyone chooses things sometimes and it doesn't end up in their favor, or sometimes things are completely beyond your control. It's okay. But looking at something logically is actually going to help you build structure and build a plan. Maybe seek the advice that you need, which is what the Hierophant can suggest a lot of the time. All right. And this could expand your fortune, which is what the Wheel of Fortune is about. It's Jupiter ruled. It is about expansion here. And then we have By the Book, which is interesting because I was just thinking of a message here, and it goes along the lines of what this message of this card is about. And I guess for some of you, you may have decided to try and do things your own way. And that could be where we've learned a lesson here, and it's fine to do things your own way most of the time, don't worry. Like, it's not to say to remove that part of yourself or to never do that again, but it's more about understanding when certain things can be done rebelliously. Like, is that even a word? No, I just made it up. But in your own way, and there's some things that it's better to stick to what works. And we have the Hierophant here, so this could be seeking advice from people who have been in the same situation as you, people who have experience, people who are professionals as well. The Hierophant could even just be like parental figures, or people who have gained experience in their lifetime. So By the Book is saying here to stick to the status quo. Usually it's not always something I say in readings, but sometimes it's the best choice, because this feels like it's the direction that we need to go, and is to learn from someone who actually knows what they're doing, to be guided sometimes. And By the Book is going by the book, it's going with what works, and some traditions maybe even as well. So the Tower leads to the Hierophant, and the Hierophant leads to the Fortune here. So you'll find yourself being more successful when you do reach out for some professional help, or again for some advice here. That's what it feels like, okay? All right, anything else for Pisces this week? You have the Ten of Cups, so you are reaching happiness this week. There is going to be some very, very positive news here. All right, this week that's going to grant you some victory. It is going to, I feel like this is like, the Ace of Swords is this positive news, positive new beginning that is going to lead towards this Ten of Cups. Like, it's granting a wish here for some of you. That's what I'm picking up intuitively. It's granting you something that's going to benefit your future, benefit your family, or benefit a family to be. If you don't have, that partner and children or family or whatever that goal is for you. Of course, it's very different for everybody. But Pisces, it feels like you're gaining some victory, or again, some really good advice that's going to lead towards something here, right? Which is good. Anything we need to be aware of for the week ahead, please, Spirit? Ten of Pentacles, and then very nice Aries energy coming through. So maybe this is just the energy you guys are stepping into, is the Emperor, the divine masculine, regardless of gender. Some of you, of course, if you are the divine feminine, regardless of gender, it is just energy. One is more about going with the flow, being compassionate, being loving, trusting, and being open. And the other one is more about discipline, structure, action, and that kind of stuff. So you're stepping more into action, stepping more into structure, stepping more into a leadership position in your life, taking control of your life here. And most importantly, it's your future. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups are amazing cards to have in your reading here, because it feels like what you're doing now is contributing towards your future, contributing towards this legacy that you seem to be creating for yourself. So this speaks of big money coming through. It could be a father figure, it could be a divine masculine giving you this income, giving you this money. Or if you're stepping into this divine masculine energy of structure and control, then you're giving this to yourself. You're creating that space for that to happen in your life. So this looks really good for you guys. For those of you who are creating companies, or you have your own company already, then I do see also that you're going to be getting a lot of income as well, like a lot of rewards around this time because of what you've been doing and what you've been creating for yourself as well. So that's what they want you to know. That's what's coming through very quickly for some of you with that Knight of Swords. This could be that good news you've been waiting for here. All right. Anything else for my Pisces here? Queen of Pentacles coming through. This, and we have this guy, every time I start reading, I stumble on my words. I don't know if you guys do that, but always happens for Pisces, but I get ahead of myself, so I have to pull it back in. This could be in terms of love, because we do have the Two of Cups here. We do have the Temperance card here. It could be a Sagittarius that you're dealing with, but this Pentacles energy came through, so it could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. There feels like there could be some space between the two of you within this time. The Four of Swords sometimes represents a break or a timeout, a need to heal maybe, or again, there could be some distance involved. Or again, you could be in a process of healing and stabilizing yourself for this person to come if you're not currently dealing with somebody. But we have the Two of Cups and the Temperance card, which has the Two of Cups in this, by the way. So as you can see, this feels like a match made in heaven, actually. So Pisces, if you're not in a relationship, you're gonna find, if you're patient and remember to balance yourself and be the best version of yourself so that you can attract in the best version of someone else, whoever you want. This feels like you're attracting in love. It might still be a while, because we do have two waiting cards coming through, two cards about balancing and healing yourself here before this comes in. So it might be a few weeks, maybe a little time before this comes in, but it will definitely be here next year if it's not here already. Maybe in the first few months, by the way. It feels quite soon. For those of you already dealing with someone, then again, you could be taking some time apart. Could be because of the holidays, could just be that you're spending some time apart, maybe because you're in separation. But there's a lot of loving energy here. And as I was saying, similar message to if you haven't met someone, it feels like you're balancing yourself, you're becoming a best version of yourself during this time, and this person seems to be doing the same. So that when you do come together, it is a match. It is a perfect, situation. Let's just say it like that. One thing I want to say is that you could be removing any blockages in your life that make you feel stuck. This could be things to do with the mind, removing fear when it comes down to relationships here, so that you are able to build positive foundations. This could be moving together. This could be creating or actually becoming serious in a situation here as well. The Four of Wands, which is a commitment. It is coming together. Two people coming together to create something incredible. And even after shuffling, it's still there. So there we go, my lovelies. All right. Anything else? Three of Wands, the Fool card, and the Judgment, and the Lovers again. So there's a big leap of faith coming through in your love life, regardless of where you are in your journey, single or taken or whatever. We have Three of Wands, so something that you're anticipating on doing has something to do with a leap of faith, and Judgment, which is like a closing of a cycle, learning a lesson of some kind, to start a new cycle altogether. So this is something that you're anticipating, something that you're waiting for a sign to do. Now the Fool card is about trusting, so really it's whenever you're ready to take this leap of faith, whenever you're ready to trust the universe, because I feel like they're already surrounding you, saying that whenever you take this leap of faith, whenever you're ready for it, is when you're ready for it. You're gonna know. The Judgment feels like a calling here to do something that other people might see as a risk. The Fool is like kind of just doing it by yourself sometimes. Some of you may have a trusted, loyal partner here, represented by this dog. You could just be doing something with your dog here, of course. But it's just like a calling. It's just a judgment call. And you'll know it when it happens. So if it's not here yet and you don't know it, then it's just not happened yet, because it will be very, very obvious. It may just be an impulse to do it. All right. Like just now, like a very powerful but silent whisper. It sounds very like not silent, but very quiet whisper saying, do it, you're ready. And it may be fear. The Fool card doesn't really remove all fear, but it's a full trust. Let's pull you some love cards here. You have a big leap of faith coming up for you guys. Big. We have it's safe for you to love here, so open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. We have give your relationship a chance here, so we definitely have some working on a partnership here. For those in a relationship, we have expressed your love, so maybe we're actually working on our relationships, working on our love life here in general. There's a lot of work being done here. This says go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So this is actually, if you already have someone in your life, then it's about putting that effort in and making sure that you give and that you receive in this connection. Stay optimistic about your love life. This feels very mutual. If it's not in your life yet, then it definitely will be very soon. And it may be kind of like, I want to say untraditional. The give your relationship a chance says here that there may be some tough times, but as you can see, they're embracing each other beautifully here, and they seem to be each other's support system. So you're going to attracting a very supportive lover. All right, so it seems good. Let's pull you some tea leaf tarot for you. For Pisces. Okay, one more. Okay, some of you could be dealing with an older man around this time. We have a funnel here, which says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. We have hat here, which says you'll be playing a different role. We have camel here, so persevere and you'll overcome problems. And we have older man. Of course, this could be you, but this could be someone that you're dealing with as well. That could be causing some frustration. This could be someone who might help you. This could be very similar to the first messages that we had here of having to persevere, having to keep going even when things are tough, even though you're facing some frustration, and there are some lessons that you have to learn here. I think you're stepping up. You are taking that lead, which is where that hat is coming through, all right? Taking on that emperor role, that leadership role, and I do see that you could be getting some advice here from someone older than you. Could be a male energy here. All right, who might be able to help you to persevere, okay? But Pisces, I love you guys. That's all I have for you. I do wish you all the best for the week ahead. Apologies for the delay. There's a lot going on as always in my life. I'm always constantly moving. You'll see that I'll be back in England for the holidays as well. But I should continue to post. I'll still be working. But yeah, I send you all my love. I hope you guys have an incredible week. And I will see you guys next time, okay?